Ah, good timing, lad. I sent 2 of my best knights into parley with the orc leader. They should be returning shortly. Damn. These orcs will never surrender.
Then let's get in there and destroy the beasts.
Remember, Arthas, we are paladins. Vengeance cannot be a part of what we must do. If we allow our passions to turn to bloodlust, we will become as vile as the orcs.
Yes, Uther.
Now, if you're feeling up to it, I want you to lead the attack.
Me? Well, of course.
I'll remain here and ensure that none of the loathsome beasts threaten the camp.
I won't fail you.
I know you won't, lad.
Those 2 horses are like, man, we seen some shit. Well, at least in this mission you get knights. Except that they all ran away. So I guess we don't get knights. But some special things to note about this mission. We have Uther, who's going to be basically a neutral guy. Well, he's not neutral, he's on our side. But we can't control him, so he just runs back and forth, as you can see, right? Yeah. And he just goes between the 2 main entrances to our base. Just running back and forth, and he will be mostly the frontline defense that we have. That being said, Uther has, as you can see, is level 10, which means he has all of the skills available to the Paladin, which means that he has access to the Paladin's invulnerability, Divine Shield, which is going to be a little bit annoying, as you will see as this mission progresses. I'm going to run Arthas over here so we can go ahead and start this next quest.
Well met, good human. Have you come to join in our hunt?
What are you dwarves hunting in this region?
We're hunting black drakes. It's said that drake's blood can bestow fiery enchantments upon weapons.
The fiery enchantments you seek could prove useful.
The name of the beast we're hunting is Cyranox. With your aid, the monster won't stand a chance.
You have a target?
Is there danger?
And I did that so I would be able to pick up the ranged units of the human side, the riflemen, and it's now inundating me with a million tool tips, but that's okay.
Take care of it.
So, Uther has the invincibility shield up right now, which means that the enemies no longer target him because they can't, which is going to be very, very annoying because, as you can see, they just end up targeting the buildings instead. And Uther has a lot more health than the buildings, so kind of ends up being a major source of annoyance while relying on him too much for the defense in this mission. But we will develop a couple strategies for getting around that. Notably, we're going to go ahead and plop down some farms over here and just wall off that entrance entirely, so we only have to focus on one at a time. And we can also do what I've been doing, which is upgrading to guard towers, which goes from being little scout towers, which don't have a weapon, to being guard towers, which have a pretty powerful attack.
Light is my strength.
Anyway, let's just mess with my hotkeys for a second here. As you can see, I still need a barracks and some farms and whatnot. So we're gonna put down those farms now.
I can't build there.
And put them down, hopefully in a way that will prevent the enemies from getting through this section whatsoever. This way, they'll attack the farms instead of the towers. And that's a really useful skill just in general. You do that a lot in the multiplayer games as well, but it's also very useful against the AIs in this game. So, as they were saying up here, we need to go down over here and kill us some dragon. But first, we need to get a barracks rolling. So things are a little bit slow because I can't make any new units at the moment. My upkeep is too high. We're gonna have to run this peasant away because Uther's not gonna do anything useful there. Anyway, we collected those extra ranged units, the Dwarven Riflemen, and that put our food at 22 over 12, which means that I can't make any units until I make farms. So, a little bit of an annoyance, kind of set things back a little bit. Oh, another thing that's cool about Uther is he goes ahead and heals the other units that you put up next to him if you decide to put any units on defense. You really don't need to in this map, and I have a lot of extra resources, so I'm going to take the time to go ahead and upgrade these towers. And because I have a blacksmith, I can also start looking into upgrading weapons and armor as well. We're going to go with the black gunpowder, which is the first level upgrade for our ranged units. Every unit type, ranged, melee, and whatnot, has their own pool of upgrades, and they take a very, very long time to research. So,
I'm here to help.
we'll just let those kind of go, and until things get rolling, I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit. Warcraft 3 is my favorite game. It's the great... Alright, so I've got a pretty good defense going on now, and I've got a full consort, well, close enough to full, of riflemen. So we're going to go ahead and do the side quest right now, where we have to go kill that dragon. And you'll notice that I'm only carrying riflemen with me because, well, dragons fly, and people with swords don't do too well at shooting things that fly because they can't reach them. And you might be asking, well, why am I taking Arthas with me? He has a hammer, he can't really hit anything. Arthas has the Devotion Aura, which I'm going to be banking on using just to kind of beef up my peoples a little bit, and hopefully draw aggro because he's a lot tougher than the riflemen. Back at home base, I have walls of farms and lots of good guard tower action going on here. So we're going to put these two peasants on repair, and hopefully that's going to be the last we have to think about defense for the rest of the mission. So here's our first black dragon whelp. We're going to send Arthas through to draw the aggro, or not. And I guess instead of that, we will just pellet him with many, many bullets. Dragons are particularly fierce little neutral creeps, so it's very important that we be very careful and try to outnumber them, as we are doing so intelligently enough. And we also have Arthas here to use his healing juices on our riflemen. So here's the big guy.
Challenge me. You mortals become more reckless with every generation.
Okay, so which one of our riflemen is injured? That would be this person. Well, they're really far away, so they're not going to get hurt. But we'll pull in Arthas, who will take care of the skeleton archers, apparently. And since they're undead, we can go ahead and cast healing on... Okay, these are special skeletons, which are not undead. That's good to know. We'll just handle the fight as best we can. Gonna do the usual pulling the enemies back.
To the dwarves.
Or not our enemies, but our archers. They're not archers.
Is there danger?
They were archers back in the old Warcraft 2 days, but obviously that's not this game. So we will pull all the way back to our... Uh-oh, peasant's getting hurt. Uther, cast healing on him. Or not, as you are wont to do. You're fairly useless. I hope the other peasant's doing okay. The other peasant appears to be no longer among the living. So we will... There's another strategy we can do here. Oh, never mind. We're gonna have a cutscene first.
Now I will reforge your weapons to strike with searing heat.
Righto. All right. I stand for the light.
All right, we picked up the Orb of Fire, which is +5 damage, and for some reason they don't feel like showing the tooltip for the Orb of Fire anymore.
Of course.
But
For honor.
at any rate, the Orb of Fire is a really, really nice item. In fact, anything which is an orb is awesome. Orbs allow the carrier to attack at range, and it gives them bonus to the attack. And some of the other orbs actually also have status effects. Things like,
Certainly.
you know, they slow the enemy down, and other such stuff. Now, we're going to need footmen. We need 6 of them, according to the quest, which I didn't even actually know was activated.
Is there danger?
But
Certainly.
while we wait on those guys, we have
sound plan.
plenty strength to go ahead and kill a couple of orcs, get the map nice and cleared out.
Betrayer of the light.
And do we have any more upgrades to get? Nope, I picked those all up. So Arthas is taking a lot of the damage because we don't have any footmen, but that is quickly being changed. So we'll queue up our riflemen to be group 3, and our footmen will start to form group 2. And Arthas will, as always, be group 1. Well, not always. Eventually we'll play with other heroes as well. And that will require even more optimization. So we're going to put the waypoints from the barracks onto Arthas so that we can just get our footmen to run straight to Arthas. And we won't have them, you know, hanging around at base, not doing any fighting, when they very well should be doing as much fighting as possible, because that's why we have them in the first place. Ah, Murlocs. This must be another side section.
Here? They must have an encampment nearby.
Here to help. For my father.
So I guess the fire orb is not allowing me to do ranged attacks. Some of the orbs do in fact allow you to do ranged attacks, but they... Oh, I remember now. It's ranged attacks only against flying enemies. At least, maybe I remember now. Haha, we'll see. At any rate, eventually we wind up with almost nothing but orbs, but for now we're going to pick up the Claws of Attack, which are a pretty straightforward thing. They just give you +3 damage to whoever is wielding them. Eventually get up to pretty crazy numbers, like that guy is not doing the smartest thing he could be doing, but, you know, that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and get those footmen into our new group, and we will heal up the guy who wandered there. This guy is also not taking the smartest path. Our base defenses will pretty much be handling themselves pretty soon, especially considering we're going to momentarily be destroying the orc base.
Paladin fool! The warlocks of the Black Rock clan have spoken. Soon, demons will rain from the sky, and this wretched world will burn.
Yes, I've heard this rhetoric before. You orcs will never burn. It was only a mirror image. Damn it, what are these curs up to?
The hour of doom approaches. Let this paltry sacrifice appease our demon masters.
You sick bastards. You'll never get away with
Slay the orcs. The light.
Slay them all!
For honor.
Alright, so that is the main quest. We have to kill the Blade Master, and the Blade Master is the first orc hero that we end up seeing, and we're going to be killing this grunt as well. They appear to be calling off the attack, probably because we, you know, whipped them pretty hard moments ago. And if I remember, you know, normally I would go ahead and kill this base. It's going to take way too much time, though, and it's not going to be all that interesting. It's not really feasible to kill bases until you have siege units to do that. And, you know, if I was playing this just not recording it, then that base would totally be dead. I mean, it's not even a question. It's just like, that's what I would do. But, you know, I don't even think that you get any benefit from doing that, except you don't have to deal with any more attacks. So I will just go ahead and kill the Blade Master instead. We have plenty of forces with which to kill the Blade Master. And actually, first, we're going to go ahead and pop down over here and check out this unexplored area of the map, because I don't remember what's over here, and it's always a good idea to just explore as much as possible. Knolls, probably nothing except for gold and experience, but I think that Arthas has... Yeah, Arthas has hit the cap for the amount of experience you can even get in this level. As you can see, they don't want your units to level up too quickly, so they don't let them gain too much experience per map. Arthas, in this case, can only get
A sound plan.
3 to get to level 3. And if I remember correctly, there was a thing you could only see by cheating or sending... Yeah, you had to have your peasants chop down all these trees, and then you would see a little secret.
A sound
So,
plan.
why don't we go ahead and do that? Well, it's a good thing I didn't do that because it wasn't over here. There was no secret over here. It was over here. If you chop down these trees, then these trees, then these trees, then these trees, you can fight these ogres, and you get a gauntlet of ogre strength +3.
I'm here to help.
And nobody has the time in the world to do that.
Certainly.
I mean, I did it as a kid, but that was before I had jobs and
I'll take care of it.
you know,
What do you need?
babies. Neither of which I have in too much of a quantity. But, okay. Pull back the footmen. They are dead. Oh, those footmen weren't in my control group. Arthas is dying. Okay, this battle is currently going extraordinarily poorly. So, Blade Master makes duplicates, as you can see. Pull back the riflemen. Send forth the footmen. Cast Healing Light on that guy. Pull Arthas back so he doesn't get whooped too much.
For Lord Oran.
And he also has the Whirlwind ability that you saw, which is extraordinarily deadly to a large group of units when they're clustered up like that. Pop the Potion of Healing. That was close. And which one is dead? Oh, that one was the evil one. He's dead now.
For Lord Oran.
So the mirror images don't deal damage.
You've done well, lad. This was a sound victory.
I don't know, Uther. The orcs were sacrificing townsfolk. I think they were trying to summon demons.
Have faith, lad. These orcs are trying to hold on to dying traditions. We defeated their demons a long time ago. Let's head for home. It's been a long day.
Alright, that was a fairly longer mission. Hopefully, you know, in the future I'll cut out a lot of the boring stuff like I did with this one as well. The usual base building and stuff like that. So, anyway, Black Rock and Roll done. Thank you all for watching.